Hi, it's Brian Bennett, author of Explicit Leadership and founder of Multiply Leaders, a resourcing and coaching organization committed to helping leaders unlock their potential in the name of Jesus. And I just want to talk to you for a few moments about how to increase your influence because as we increase our influence, we're going to increase our leadership. And as we increase our leadership, we're able to increase the legacy that we're leaving behind us for the glory of God and the good of others. So here's 4 ways to increase your influence. And I'm going to go through these very quickly. The first one is to simply love others. At the heart of increasing our influence and really at the heart of leadership is an authentic love for others. If we don't authentically care and love others around us, then we're not going to be able to increase our leadership, and we're not going to be able to lead well, period. And so how do we grow our love for others? Here's my encouragement to you is to reflect deeply and meditate deeply on the love of God for you in Jesus Christ. To look at the cross of Jesus and reflect on the great fierce love of God that is exemplified there on the cross. And the more that we receive God's love, the more that we're empowered to love others, and the more that we're free to love others. So the first thing that we have to do, because this will be a motivation question for others, is do we genuinely love them? And the second way that we grow influence is through integrity. Is if we're not trustworthy, if we're not walking with integrity, if people think that they can't trust us, either because we're not going to follow through on what we said we do, or because we talk bad about others in front of them, and so when we walk away, they think, what are they going to say about me next? If others think they can't trust us for whatever reason, they also will question our motivation at some point as well. So these first two go together: love and walking with integrity. If others are questioning our motivation, we won't have influence with them. So after we've loved them, then we have to walk with integrity around others. And we have to lead with integrity, with an honest, authentic leadership that is revealing of our brokenness, not pretending that we're something that we're not. That is seeking to live in alignment with our values consistently, that recognizes when we're not living in alignment with our values, and inviting others to speak into our lives. And as we live with love and lead and live with integrity, then the third thing is to lead and live with competence. And as a leader, you can live with a deep heart of love for others and they'll follow you for a while. But if you don't eventually lead with competence as well, with skillfulness, then others will say, man, he's such a nice guy. She's such a nice woman. But they're not going to follow you anymore because you don't have the competency, the skillfulness for your role. You aren't skillful enough in leading others that they actually want to follow you. And so we've got to grow in all these areas to increase our influence and ultimately increase our leadership: love, integrity, and competency. So are you leading with vision? Right? Are you leading with good communication towards others? Whatever your role is, your job is, do you lead with the skills that's required of it? And here's the key question, an even greater question: are you growing your competencies? Are you growing your strengths and learning to empower and delegate your weaknesses? Are you increasing in those tasks, those skills that are required for your specific mission, your job, whatever it is that you do as a leader? Because if you're not increasing, then at some point the leaders around you will see, hey, they're not growing in this and they're not doing it great now. So I'm getting off this wagon now. I'm not going to stay on this bus if they're not increasing in their ability. So we have to love, we have to lead with integrity, we have to increase in our skillfulness. And here's the fourth thing I want to encourage you with to grow your influence is to ask for more. To ask for more. And let me give you one thing before that, is to do more without asking for it. So first is lead more and just take on. If you see something that can be made better and it's not going to hurt someone else's feelings, it's not somebody else's responsibility, then jump on it. Seize that moment, make it better right then. If it is somebody else's area and you feel like you can ask, then gently, humbly go and have a conversation about, hey, can I help you with this? I'm passionate about it. I'd love just to help the mission there, right? So go and have a conversation. But eventually is you can ask for more. You see an opportunity in the organization, you see a way that's going to add value to the mission, is you just go and say, hey, I'm passionate about that. I see this opportunity. Can I add this to my plate. Now, to add it to your plate means that you have to have the internal structure to handle the outward weight of responsibility that you're going to have. So that means you have to have the habits that are going to drive health inside of you in your life. That means you're going to have the healthy rhythms and the healthy self-leadership to be able to handle more, to increase your capacity. But if a leader is leading with love, leading with integrity, if they're strong in their competencies, and if they're asking for more, or if they're taking on more, they're going to grow their influence. And especially if they're taking on more by working in collaborative partnerships and breaking down silos in the organization. So those are 4 ways to grow your influence. I want to encourage you every single day to think about, how am I growing my influence, not to just promote myself, but I'm growing my influence for the glory of God and the good of others.